fresh off of a wedding weekend. I did my friend Kaylee's makeup for her wedding. I also did several other lovely ladies' makeup, including her mom. It was such a fun weekend. I really enjoy getting to, you know, be part of that special day. I was a bridesmaid myself, so I did actually, this basic look that I'm wearing on myself is the look that I did on me. I did the same basic look on Kaylee and variations of this look on several others. So this video is kind of packed with stuff. I've got a tutorial on this eye look coming up. Also, I just wanted to go through and talk about some of the key products that I used, you know, on Kaylee, on me, or on others that I just thought really came off great in pictures, had great staying power, pieces of the look that I think people should know about if they're going to be involved in bridal beauty, or if they are, you know, just needing to be photographed for any reason, or just need a great long wearing makeup look. The basis of all this stuff is it's stuff that's long wearing, and it's also stuff that comes off great on camera. Also, I did do a blog post before I went to the wedding, in case you haven't seen it yet, and it showed, you know, how I packed up my bag and how I, you know, got my whole makeup kit together to go down to the wedding. It was in Alabama. It was so much fun. It was a gorgeous, gorgeous wedding. But and then I did like a recap blog post about how the whole weekend went. So if you want more pictures and stuff like that, definitely check out beautybroadcast.net. For now, into the product recommendations. A big must-have, and I knew I loved this product, but when I saw some of the like professional photography pictures that were posted shortly after the wedding, I was like, wow, I love this stuff even more. It is the Revlon Color Stay Whipped Foundation. It doesn't come off shiny. I think staying power was great. Something I love, and you know, a lot of the weddings that I've done makeup for, I've also either attended or been part of, and I love kind of spying on the bride and seeing, like, you know, okay, how well did everything last? You know, I know she's been crying. Ooh, what happened to the eye makeup? And, you know, it's just so fulfilling to see her face at the end of the night still look pretty much like it did when you put the makeup on. I just love that. Another product that I was really glad I had for the ultimate coverage for anyone who had a blemish or, you know, just a key, you know, spot concealer type need. I love the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. I was so glad I had this. The shade I have it in is Warm Light Medium, and it says Stay in Place Flawless Wear Concealer, so it definitely, you know, could buddy up with this long wearing foundation and work really well. It just kind of, I don't know, it covered, but I felt like when you use a really light amount of this, it just kind of disappears into the skin. It just like takes the flaw and just does away with it. I didn't have to use this on everybody, but in the small circumstances where I needed heavy duty coverage, this was great. In terms of a great powder, I have several shades in my kit of the Milani Multitasker powders. I find this to be such good coverage and such like flexible coverage. I think you can put this on kind of lightly just to set the foundation, and you know, it can give you that matte finish that you're after, but if you really want to build up the coverage with this stuff, you can. Another powder that I think is great is the L'Oreal True Match Pressed Powder, but this is definitely something that I've made an effort to get multiple shades in and have on hand in that kit, and it's been just a very valuable product to me. For a really great bronzer that I ended up using on everyone, I love the IT Cosmetics Vitality Glow Anti-Aging Matte Bronzer. This is actually almost the exact same shade as my Essence Sun Club bronzer in Sunny, only, I don't know, I just felt like I really hit pan on this one, and I just wanted to have a nice fresh one to take with me. But this is very subtle. It was able to take anybody from, I would say, a medium to slightly tan skin tone all the way to lighter skin tone and warm them up a little bit, provide them with a nice amount of contour. It's not orangey. It really looked subtle. Coral and turquoise were the colors for this wedding, and a great blush that I think is so versatile because it can look so many different ways depending on how much you build it up is my blush from the Balm. It's the Instain blush, so of course I was going long wearing with this, but the shade is called 12. I have a whole video reviewing these. You can see how intense it looks here. I'm actually wearing it on my cheeks today, and I love how soft it can look, but if you've got somebody with a deeper tan and they want to wear this too, they totally can. It just is nice to have like one color family to kind of stick to with this bridal makeup when you're doing multiple people, and I'm not saying everybody has to look identical, but you kind of want some harmony with the group, I guess. And so I thought this was a really nice one to use. Major rave for this product, and this also has a drugstore alternative, but the Laura Geller Baked Highlight in French Vanilla. This is just like the Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana Highlight, only that compact is like, I don't know, the equivalent of maybe 4 of these, and this just saves space in my kit. But this and the Wet n Wild, both of them I would classify as like a semi-matte highlight. Like, it's amazing. There's actually a little bit of coverage to this, and it reminds me also just a little bit of like the Lorac Spotlight powder, only this maybe is a little more matte. I feel like this was the perfect thing to use for photography where you want the face to have dimension, but you don't want any part to catch the light in an unattractive way and make you look oily. Oh, I was so pleased with the way this came off. I have done quite a few weddings over the past few years, and I have consistently had brides who have cried. You know, it's to be expected, and their eye makeup still ended up looking phenomenal. So a few great things that I've used. I always use the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I keep, you know, just a fresh one of these in my bridal makeup kit. Also, the Mally Evercolor waterproof eyeliners. These used to be in kind of a green packaging, and now they have white. Either way, either kind, they glide on, they last all day, they last through everything. I mean, they're great in the waterline if you choose to use them there, upper lash line, lower lash line, wherever. I keep, let's see, one is called Shimmering Black, but it's really just, you know, like a charcoal color, and this Espresso Lane, which is a dark brown. Couldn't be happier about this stuff. I feel very comfortable, you know, like with Kaylee, I remember smudging a little bit of the brown underneath here. I also used the brown on her upper lash line, and I thought it just looked great, and it totally lasted throughout the day. Another great option for like a really hardcore staying power black liner is the L'Oreal Infallible Lacquer Liner. This one, also the Tarte Amazonian Clay, I compared those two in my dupes video. Very similar in the finish, in the staying power. I'm wearing this one. You'll see it demoed in the tutorial. Definitely some eye makeup you can count on. You got to be able to trust your eye makeup for a wedding. You know, it's really important. One of the best waterproof mascaras is CoverGirl Lash Blast Waterproof. There were lots of teary moments. This did not budge. And again, to show you the brush, I mean, in terms of the way I was using this, I was not using this brush. I was using, you know, individual mascara wands on people, so I wasn't like recontaminating and dipping back in. But if you're just using it on yourself, this is a pretty large brush. It has rubber bristles, really short bristles. It's good for separation too. And I was going to mention eyelashes. A lot of the girls, several of the girls that I did makeup on kind of brought their own lashes. Someone had some really nice lashes from Sonia Kashuk. I used the Demi Wispies on Kaylee. Kaylee's mom, I think, had the Salon Perfect 110s. So, I mean, just lashes, it's personal preference. I would really encourage you, if you're having a hard time figuring out what lashes might work best for you, check out my False Eyelashes 101 video, because I go through what some of the more subtle ones are to what some of the more dramatic ones are, because it can be hard to just look at the packaging and tell how that's going to come off on your eyes. So I have some recommendations there. In terms of lip products, this is my personal one. I have another one in my kit, but this is the Tarte Lip Surgence in Sweet. This is probably one of my most used bridal makeup colors. It's a really nice peach color with a little bit of golden shimmer. I used this paired with a gloss on Kaylee, and it just looked great. And a really, really nice gloss. This again is mine. I have another one though in the kit, and it is the Revlon Color Burst Gloss in Rose Pearl. I love this because I feel like it's kind of neutral, but kind of still amps up the lips just a little bit. You can see it there. I don't know, it just has like the most beautiful reflective quality to it, yet it also has depth. The gloss I'm wearing today, I didn't use this on anybody for the wedding, but this is Saucy Mauve, and this is the L'Oreal Le Gloss. That's what I'm wearing alongside this look, and this kind of reminds me of Rose Pearl, only it comes off a little bit lighter. So anyway, those are some of the things that I just really wanted to tell you about in terms of bridal makeup. I nearly forgot my Stila In the Light palette. This is pretty new to me. You last saw it in the haul video I did, and I used this on the wedding on me, Kaylee, a couple other girls, and this whole top row here. this is the look. I mean, it had the matte shades I wanted, it had the shimmery shades that just popped in key areas, and I love the way these particular colors work together. This shade called Sunset is just dynamite. I love that kind of, it's like a rose gold but a little bit deeper, a little bit of taupe in there almost. Kitten, which is a classic shade, this great matte color called Bliss. I mean, it's just everything I needed, and you'll see how the matte and the shimmer complement each other. If you want to see a full review on this palette in the future, let me know. Mostly the top part of it is what I've been using lately. I haven't experimented a whole lot with the bottom part, but here's my tutorial and I hope you'll like it. I just did my brows with my e.l.f. Studio Eyebrow Kit. I use this in medium. I love it. It has the little tinted wax and then the matte powder you can just put over it, so that works great for me. I used my Too Faced Shadow Insurance, so that's just all over my lid and up to the eyebrow. Then I'm using my Stila in the Light palette, and this shade right here is called Kitten. It's a classic, kind of iconic shade from the whole collection. And I'm just using a flat eyeshadow brush here, and I'm going to pick a little bit of that up, and I'm just going to blot it right around the tear duct. Like, you just kind of dab your brush right there, and you've got instantly a little bit of light to that area. I'm going to take just a little bit more of that and just pull it up just right on this innermost part of the lid here. Then I'm going to this shade called Bliss. It's kind of a dusty rose neutral color, a little bit beige, but it is definitely matte. And I'm going to blot that, kind of overlapping the shimmery shade we did. And this is just going to be like a base color all over the lid. And just to make blending easier on ourselves as we go along, I like to kind of pull it upwards a little bit, kind of into the crease too. So far so good. We're going to go to another matte shade. This really dark matte brown here is called Sandstone, and kind of why I like this palette is I feel like it's hard to go overboard with these shades. Like, you can get a little bit on your brush and it never ends up looking like too much. The shades are more buildable as opposed to being something you have to be like super duper careful with. So I like that, especially doing other people's bridal makeup. It was just a very easy palette to use and not go too far. So as you can see, I'm just blotting that dark brown right here in my outermost corner. I'm also flipping my brush over and really wedging that dark shade right there in the crease. Next, I'm getting a little bit of that same shade on a fluffier brush, and I'm going to concentrate this in the outer corner and then kind of pull inward. So we're just working in a little bit more of that brown. And as you can see here, I'm not doing any tremendous like outer V, but we're just kind of bringing the shadow just out from the eye. And so like if I'm looking straight ahead, I can see a little bit of that brown coming up. But here is my favorite part. I get so excited about this step. This beautiful shade here is called Sunset. It's kind of like a rose gold type color, only not a lot of gold in it. It's definitely not brassy, but that's what's giving us, it's a shimmery shade and it's giving us this beautiful bit of warmth coming up right there. Just kind of like a nice subtle backdrop for those lashes. I love it. So I'm going to use the same brush, or you could grab, you know, another fluffy brush if you want to. I'm going to go from the crease, from the inner part of the crease here, and just overlap that brown that we used and go slightly up above it. Okay, then we have a matte shade right here that we can use as a highlight. It's called Bear. I love this color too because I think something about blending that right alongside that shimmery shade, I mean, it makes that whole area just look like a flawless blend. I just really like the way these particular shades work together. For under the eye, I'm taking a smudge brush and going to that matte brown. Again, that's called Sandstone. And I'm just going right on the outer corner, kind of pulling it up toward where that shadow is. And I'm taking that, you know, about 3/4 of the way in. Then what makes this a little bit smoky and a little bit, you know, adds a little interest, and I think a little bit of glow under the eye just kind of helps the eye pop, going back to Sunset. And it looked great on blue eyes. I mean, I did this kind of same basic pattern look on myself. I also did it on the bride who had blue eyes, and it absolutely made her eye color just glow. The Infallible Lacquer Liner here in Blackest Black. I'm going to take it all the way across my upper lash line. I'm making my line a little bit thicker as I get toward the outside. I'm not really winging it out. I just love how the whole eye has a certain amount of softness to it. Now I'm also taking that liner down just a little bit, and I'm not going like all the way under the eye, but just this outermost part. Now, I have liner in my waterline over here. I'm just kind of liking that because this is a borderline like smoky look. You could definitely skip it, go for a brighter look, and maybe do like a nude liner in the waterline. A really great long wearing one. You guys know I love my Mally. That's in my bridal makeup kit. I also love the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I have a double-ended pencil here, and the black is just really does a good job of wearing a long time. So I'll put that right here in the waterline. Next, I am curling my lashes, and I'm using my Clump Crusher. This is the water resistant version. I love it because it goes on and, you know, doesn't flake or smear off or anything like that, but yet you are able to fairly easily wash it off at the end of the day. So I use this on the upper lashes and the lower lashes. No issues with smudging down below with this either. As far as lashes go, I absolutely love the look of Salon Perfect Demi Wispies, and I'm using my Revlon Precision Lash Glue here. I have a full lash tutorial if you want to check that out. It's called False Eyelashes 101, and I just think these lashes give a great framework to the eye. I love that they're a little bit longer on the outside. Now once that glue has a chance to get tacky, I'm holding it in the center of the lash. I'm going to align that with the center of my eye. Make sure that middle part's down there first, and then just attach your outer end and then your inner end. And my glue is still drying a little bit, but once that gets totally dry, I take a little more mascara, just kind of blot it on the lash line and make sure that the real and fake lashes are kind of bonded together. As far as other key products on my face, several of the things I already mentioned. I'm wearing the IT Cosmetics Matte Bronzer. I use that kind of around the perimeter of the face, also as a contour. I use the Instain Blush in Toile from the Balm. Again, a very buildable blush product. I use this really lightly, and I like the look that it gave. And then the Laura Geller French Vanilla Baked Highlight, which gave me, you know, some brightness here on top of the cheekbones, but not too much, and definitely not very shimmery. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial and the product recommendations. I know it's kind of a bridal makeup video, but again, it's definitely geared toward anyone who needs a long wearing makeup look or something that's going to look great in photographs. So thanks for taking time to watch, and I hope you all have a great day.